Hello friends, welcome to my Barbie journal series. I am creating a Barbie journal from a calendar, and I've actually, as you can see here on my desk, I've got the journal put together. So now it's time to fill the pockets. This is a slimline journal, so it's tall and slender, just like the images from the calendar. So as I mentioned, today's focus is going to be making tags for the pockets. I will be using scrapbook paper, I will be using scraps from the calendar, and I'll also be using the rest of the pages from the digital kit that I'm working with this month. Its creator is Jennifer with a trace of sparkle. And the name of the kit is Baroque Impression. And I actually was thinking about naming this journal Barbie Goes Broke. Anyway, I wanted to mention to you guys that making tall tags, because they're exceptionally tall, was a little awkward for me because I'm not used to that. So I was like trying to figure out how to take up more space. And so for me, it was kind of challenging, not daunting, just kind of challenging. While I'm working on those, I want to let you know that this is the fourth video in this series. So if you've missed any and you want to see how I put the journal together and all that kind of stuff, you can look back on my playlist, which is working on junk journals and altered books. In case you missed any of those, I'll let you know that, and I think I mentioned it in the beginning of the video, I used a calendar, a Barbie calendar, to create some of the pages, most of the pockets, and now some of the tags. I also used a scrapbook kit, and on the plain side of either one of those things, I used napkin, and you can see it here on the left-hand side of your screen. That's paper napkin. I used about maybe 4 or 5 different napkins. Also included with that is the digital kit, and I think by using those 4 or 5 items throughout the whole journal, really just sticking to those items, I think gives it a very cohesive feel. I think it's a very unique journal in its look because of the use of the napkins, bringing in those different patterns. But because I stuck with those things throughout, I think it all comes together really nicely. Hopefully by the time you see this video, I do have this journal listed in my Etsy shop. If not, it will be listed very soon if you're interested. It's a slimline journal and it's the size of a traveler's notebook. And all those measurements and details will be in my Etsy description box. Something I've done to some of the pages to add some interest was tearing and then gluing, as you can see I'm doing here. And I feel like it just adds a little bit of interest, but it doesn't add any bulk at all. This is something that I like to do, and it actually had been a little while since I had done this in a journal. It has to feel right, it has to work, and in this case, in this journal, it really does. So like I said, I do it to just add interest. To me, it almost looks like there's, say, a crack in the wall, but we're using patterned paper, so it adds just a really unique feeling to it. I really like it. I also want to mention that I do have affiliate links through Amazon. If you would like to support my channel, I'll get a small kickback if you purchase something through any of my links. And that will help me to refurbish the supplies that I need to make these journals, altered books, collaging, all the fun things that I do and share with you guys. Coming up, you're going to see me put this tag in its pocket, and I have to admit to you that it really bothers me that I'm putting her head in this upper pocket. So later on, you'll see it during the flip through, I ended up putting a hat on the pocket to help it maybe look like she's wearing the hat and looking down, and it's like covering the front of her. It's not exactly as I had envisioned, but for me it was better than nothing. I just couldn't, I could not stop obsessing about the fact that I had covered her face when she's up in that pocket. I mentioned earlier that I used some napkin in this journal, and so I decided to go ahead and use some scrap from the same napkin on this tag. I'm doing a little bit of a collage feel on this particular tag, so I've added napkin, I've added some scrapbook paper, scraps, and just going to be putting on some layers. This felt almost like making a masterboard to me, but of course it's a tag, but it's something that I really enjoy doing. So I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what look I was going for, but I really had fun with the process. This is a piece of scrap from the beautiful digital kit that I'm using. Once I'm finished collaging all of these pieces together, I am going to put a small image from the Barbie calendar pretty much in the center. So you know, on the calendars, on the very back page, they have the smaller images of each page in the calendar. Well, I'm using so many of those on the tags. Before I glue this down, I want to do a little something to the edges. I'm using green because there's green in the piece of the digital kit that I collaged onto the tag, so I think that'll give it a nice pop. But then I wanted to do something to the black, so I had just recently purchased a glitter pen on clearance, and it's green, and so I end up using that on the black part of this little tag. And you can't really see it on camera, but it does glitter. It doesn't glitter green, it just glitters. And it's very subtle, but very pretty. And I'm sorry that you can't see it on camera, but I really do like it. I am going to give this tag a big splash of color with this giant flower. Friends, here are the 3 tags that I made today. Of course, I'm going to make more because I need to fill all the pockets. But these are the ones that I made on camera with you guys today, and I really hope you like them. I love the way that they turned out. I love this calendar. I love that this is such a fashionista Barbie. I think it's very cool. It's very sophisticated. So I hope you're enjoying this. Soon the flip through will be coming out. Thanks for watching. See you soon.